propaganda poster and your manifesto. We're going to be continuing with the same project. But before that, we have to get into grammar. Yes, grammar. So today we're going to be checking with which is report speech. Yes. So the objective of propaganda is to manipulate people either in a positive or a negative way, and we have certain tools to use this information. We have the media, the news, the internet, the TV, the cell phone, and the radio. So today is April 28th, and what are we going to do in these 2 hours? So we're going to be working, as I told before, we're going to be working with report speech. And what is report speech? It is to communicate what someone else said, but without using the exact words. Yep. So in other words, it is gossiping. Yay, we're going to learn how to gossip in English. We're going to start with basic tenses, which is verb to be. Is going to be the first one. The second one is going to be present simple. The third one, present continuous, and the fourth one is going to be present perfect. So let's start with the first one. Verb to be in present. Most of the time we work with direct speech, which is this one. They are tired. Remember that I'm using here quotation marks because somebody said it. Now, this sentence needs to be changed into report speech, but we have to follow certain rules. The first one, we have to include who's gonna say it. So here we can use any pronoun: he, she, it, we, they. And the verb that we're gonna use here, we can change it. We can use claimed, suggested, asked, and so on. But today we're gonna be working only with said. So he said that they were tired. So this is a sentence which is reported. This is the original in direct speech. They are tired. And report speech, it is like this: they were tired. Another sentence: she is in her house. I said that she was in her house. We're students. John said that we were students. You aren't 13 years old. My mom said you weren't 13 years old. He isn't intelligent. I said that he wasn't intelligent. So, you are probably have got the right answer. So whenever we use verb to be in present, whenever we want to report it, it needs to be changed into verb to be in the past. But be aware, be careful, because you have to use the rules that we use using verb to be. Remember that each pronoun goes with verb to be. For example, I was, he was, she was, it was, they were, we were. And it's negative form. How do we report interrogative sentences? Are you tired? To begin with, whenever it is a yes/no question, in that case, all the time we're going to use if. So remember to first start with who's going to say it. So he asked, she asked, we asked. If I was tired. So after the if, we have to start with the pronoun, and after that, the verb, and then the complement. Is she in her house? I asked if she was in her house. Where are the students? John asked where. So again, here, if it is an open question, here we're gonna start with a double H question. For example, we have many: what, why, who, what time, what day, how long, how much, how many. So we're gonna use first a WH question, and then after that, again, like I told you before, we're gonna start with the subject. In this case, we have here the students, and then after that, the verb. So John asked where the students were. Got it? How old is Alex? My mom asked how old Alex was. Why are you a teacher? You asked why I was a teacher. So Why? Here we're avoiding, or it is forbidden to use the interrogative mark, or the question mark, because we're not asking. So that's why the sentence or the sentences need to be written in a positive way, beginning with the subject all the time with the subject, and then after that, the verb. So in other words, it is forbidden to use question marks whenever you report something. Number two, present simple. Santi plays American football. He said that Santi played American football. You studied in Tomasmoto. I said that you studied in Tomasmoto. We eat vegetables. John said that we ate vegetables. I don't like English. I said that she didn't like English. Chris doesn't speak French. The teacher said that Chris didn't speak French. So remember that whenever we use present simple, whenever you want to report these sentences, it needs to be changed into the past simple. So whenever you want to report it, we're going to use the past simple. And again, here you have to respect the past simple rules. So Santi plays, Santi played in the past. Study, studied. Eat, ate. But here, I don't like English. You said that she didn't like English. So remember that whenever we want to say this in a negative way, we're going to use didn't, but the verb doesn't change whatsoever. Chris doesn't speak French. And here we have another example, the same. Chris didn't speak French, so we didn't change the verb. What happens whenever we want to ask? We want to report a question? The same. With yes, no. Does Santi play American football? Yes or no? He asked if. Again, we're going to begin with if, and then after that, the subject. It is important to start with the subject, and then after that, the verb, which you have to conjugate according to, which in this occasion, it is in the past. So if Santi played American football. Do you study in Tomasmoto? She asked if I studied in Tomasmoto. Again, whenever it is open, what vegetables do you eat? John asked what vegetables we ate. Again, so we're going to start off with a WH question, and then after that, the pronoun, and then the verb. Why doesn't he like English? You ask what he didn't like English. Where does Chris study? The teacher asked where Chris studied. So again, it is forbidden to use the question mark because we're not asking, we are reporting. So that's why we have to start with the pronoun. But before that, if it is a yes no interrogative sentence, we have to use if. If not, we have to use the WH question. Let's carry on. So before we carry on, remember that if you're going to report a sentence which is in present simple, is going to be changed into the past simple. What happens when present continues? Santi is playing American football. He said that Santi was playing American football. You're getting back to school soon. I said that you were getting back soon. I'm not going to California. John said that he wasn't going to California. We aren't having classes next Friday. The teacher said that Chris wasn't having classes next Friday. So, yes. So, whenever you want to report something which is in present simple, it's going to be reported in past continuous. Again, you have to respect the rules. And again, we're going to repeat the same rules, the same order for the following sentences if you want to report interrogative sentences. Is Santi playing American football? This is yes, no. So he asked if Santi was playing American football. So again, we're going to start with Santi. Mhm. If it is an open question, so remember that we're gonna use where, and then after that the pronoun, and then the verb in the complement. So if you see a sentence in present continuous, it's gonna be changed. If you want to report it, of course, or if you want to report it, it's gonna be changed into the past continuous. And remember, it is forbidden to use question mark. And the last one, it is present perfect. So Santi has won a tournament. He said that Santi had won a tournament. You have gotten a 10. I said that you had gotten a 10. So remember again, uh, you have to use somebody who said that information. Then after that, the subject. And remember that whenever we use past perfect, we have to use had at all times and the verb in past participle. Here again, you had gotten, he hadn't visited, we hadn't had. So whenever you want to report a sentence which is in present perfect, is going to be changed into past perfect. And again, here we're going to follow the same rules mentioned before. Has Santi won a tournament? He asked if Santi had won a tournament. Have you gotten a 10? I asked if you had gotten a 10. How many times have you visited Brazil? John asked how many times they had visited Brazil. How long have you studied in Tomas Moro? The teacher asked how long we had studied in Tomas Moro. Again, we're going to use if it is a yes/no interrogative sentence. Then after that, we're going to use the pronoun had won a tournament. So we're going to change this sentence into a positive sentence without using the question mark. That's so important because you're not asking. So now, after explaining this, now you're going to do the following exercises. So you're going to start with changing verb to be to verb to be in the past. Direct speech.